Welcome back to Dino Guy Baseball. This is a video that I was really looking forward to making about a month ago with my latest SGC order. And now it is turning into my potential breakup with SGC. So let's get into it. SGC has been the company that I've graded with exclusively for the last couple years, and it's my favorite slab to buy. But it has just gone so downhill so fast. There were a couple of things in my last order that perplexed me on how those were the grades I was pulling, just like not having the consistency of other orders that I've sent. But I thought maybe it was just a one-off. And this order is an absolute disaster. Like, nothing hit my expectation at all. And I will not claim to be 100% right, but I am not this wrong. So let's get into it. I'll start with the cards that are the worst in the order. So I sent in a second-year Russell Wilson Topps Chrome, the orange refractor. And I had bought this and sent this in when he was still starting, so it would not have been in the order, but it looked very well centered. The surface looked great, and I was thinking worst case scenario, this would be a 9.5, which should get me a couple bucks and all, but it pulled a 9, and I could not tell you why. 9.5 was the floor, or I wouldn't have sent this in. It gets even worse because then we have the 2011 Topps Chrome Larry Fitzgerald. This is not a color match, but I thought it would be real neat. Larry Fitzgerald's about to go into the Hall of Fame, and this one is a little off-center top to bottom. I was hoping 9 at worst. 9.5 was my estimation on this. Try to get a $40 or $50 card because that's where I thrive, but nope, 8.5. So maybe a break-even card. And these next two are just ridiculous. So I got a 5 on this 2007 Bowman Heritage Barry Bonds Rainbow Foil, and luckily I got a good deal on the card. The card was barely over $1, but there is no possible way that this should have got a 5. And I was really thinking this had a solid chance at a 9, but here we are with a 5. I saw maybe there was some chipping up here, but nothing to make this a 5. It's off center top to bottom, maybe a little heavier on the left, but this should have been an 8, I think, in hindsight, but nope, we're going to go with an SGC 5, and there's no rhyme or reason for it. And this one I was expecting an 8 on, the 2007 Topps Chrome Dwight Freeney Red Refractor. These were the uncirculated, and unfortunately this one I bought out of the factory container that it was in. It was no longer sealed, which is fine, but this is one of the best defensive linemen of my generation, of all time, but he was a beast when I was growing up watching football. And this card, for being a 2007 Topps, which are so incredibly sensitive, like these corners are a little soft, but the surface looked great. I was thinking probably an 8 on this, and it just came back a 7, no rhyme or reason. All right, here are some that I'm less disappointed in, but still very disappointed. Another 2011 Topps Diamond Anniversary Ichiro, where I was pulling consistent 9.5s and 10s on these before. They just do not care about the 2011 Topps set, and maybe it's pop control because it's the Mike Trout, Freddie Freeman, like Paul Goldschmidt year. I don't know. I would not be sending these if I thought they had any chance of being under a 9.5. I pulled 2 additional 9s in my last order on these Ichiros, and I have more. Like, this was supposed to be something I could grade and flip. Like, I'm also a huge Seattle Mariners fan. I keep these in high grades. I got my brother several of these because Ichiro's his favorite player of all time. But now we're just pulling 9s. So what's probably going to happen is I'm going to start crying a little bit, and then I'm going to list all of my 9s and just get out of them because I have not a single clue what SGC is wanting anymore. And then, speaking of Paul Goldschmidt, this was absolutely gorgeous. It's just a base rookie. He's going to play probably one more year, then waltz into the Hall of Fame in 5 or 6. Like, I have an SGC 10 that I graded myself that looks so ridiculously comparable to this, like 9.5 at worst with maybe some back centering issues, but nope, got the 9. This is happening on all the base rookie cards I've been sending in. My last order, I had that SGC 9 Kenley Jansen rookie, the 2010 tops. I thought it looked perfect too, and they're just passing out 9s on these. I don't know why. So this one has a heartbreaker. In my last order, there was that 2022 Topps Chrome Kyle Seager Veteran Auto, the green refractor out of 99. I own 2 of them. I sent the best looking copy in and got a 9. I could not for the life of me figure out why. Sat on it for a little bit and realized I needed to recruit some. I just bought a big Kyle Seager card, so I needed a little bit of cash. And I sold it. I made some decent money. After all fees, I made $27 on it, which helped buy that other card. But apparently, we just don't grade these Kyle Seager Veteran Autos above a 9. I thought this one was a 9.5 because I'm trying for all graded ones to be 9.5 and higher. This one is slightly off-center. Surface was beautiful. I do have a ton more of these purples. That's actually the one I own the most of. I think I have about 5 or 6 of these purple and then 6 purple speckle. So I won't be trying to get with SGC anytime soon, but honestly, I'll just hold it for now. I don't feel the need to sell this one, but incredibly disappointed by the 9. And because they just don't pass out 10s anymore, got the base Buster Posey rookie, 9.5. Again, looked perfect. I have pulled 10s of these before, so I have a history here, and I guess it doesn't mean anything, and they just don't want to pass out 10s anymore. I don't know. I'm investing as much into Buster Posey as I can before he goes into the Hall of Fame. He was one of my favorite players growing up, and yep, I guess I will just stash this for now, but I have several 10s that will be in my PC, sell that one eventually. And now we're getting to just some that were sent as PC pieces. I guess the 9.5 is fine on this 2018 Topps Finest JP Crawford Auto out of 150. I love the blue refractors for this kind of thing because, you know, Mariners blue, even though he's in his Phillies uniform for all of his rookie cards. I thought it was a 10, but 9.5 is fine. This is a PC piece, and I'm really trying to bolster my JP Crawford PC right now. And then again, I thought this one was going to be a 10, but 9.5 works, I guess. But the 2022 Topps Finest Kyle Seager autograph, gold refractor, 16 out of 50. Yeah, fine. It's for the PC, but yep, should have been a 10. Should have been a 10. There was nothing wrong. It looks centered as all get out, but 9.5, I guess not the end of the world. And then these 2 cards I have been hinting at for a while. So without getting into too much detail, I'll do a separate video kind of explaining it. My wife and I had a close family member pass away a couple months ago. And when cleaning out his stuff, my in-laws found a collection of cards. This family member was a big collector of a lot of stuff, but he'd never really mentioned a whole lot of cards, even though I've been talking about mine for years. And so I was helping go through them, and I found 2 of the most iconic rookie cards of all time. So these are graded. These are entirely for protection. These will never be sold. These are going into the family vault. But the first one is the 1986 Topps Jerry Rice. My wife is from the Bay, so they're all 49ers fans over there, which hurts as a Seahawks fan, but you gotta recognize something like this is just one of the most iconic modern football cards. And I actually will give SGC some props. I think this is slightly overgraded. It is not the worst copy you will find, but there is a ton of chipping down there on the bottom, but I feel very, very lucky to have gotten a 6 on this. And then this other card will be staying with me, the 1981 Topps Joe Montana. And now this is a beautiful copy. And 6, I guess, makes sense. It's so horrendously off center, but the surface was perfect. The corners were near perfect. If PSA still did off center grading, this would have been a candidate to be in my first PSA order, because this looks like a lot of the 8 OCs that I've seen. But again, this is for protection. It was not necessarily to add value. So I mean, it's gorgeous, and very happy to have it protected, and I cannot wait to show the family. So yeah, that is potentially my last SGC order ever, because what is going on, guys? There is not a lick of transparency, and there's all the rumors that SGC is either going to close, that PSA's already taken their best graders, and they're just kind of limping to the, I don't know, to the curtain call here. But I cannot in good conscience spend any more money with them. This is 2 bad orders in a row. I'm seeing all over TikTok and YouTube, people kind of having the same experience. This turnaround time from me sending it to them marking it as received took twice as long as it usually does. I'm in New York, they're in Florida. It usually takes 3 days to get there at most. But this one sat in received for 3 weeks, and the turnaround time was just like terrible for what it usually is. And honestly, at this point where the prices are at, I could get the same turnaround time from BGS if that's what I wanted to try, or just try another grader, because now there's no consistency, there's no transparency. The price isn't that much better when it comes down to it, especially if you're just going to get undergraded. So yeah, I'm incredibly frustrated, and you should not count on seeing another SGC order from me for sure this year, but I'm reevaluating how I want to do this. Yeah, so that's what I have for you today. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe to, just I guess out of spite for SGC, and let's hope some things in the card market start making at least a little bit of sense soon.